Hello everyone. In this video I'm going to show you how to use Sceptre hooks. So Sceptre hooks is the actions that you can call around certain Sceptre commands. So if you go to the Sceptre documentation, there are various commands that you can issue with Sceptre. We have previously used Sceptre create, Sceptre launch, and Sceptre delete. There's a lot more commands that you can use with Sceptre. So for example, if you want to create change set in CloudFormation stack, you issue Sceptre create and then the path to the YAML file or to the directory that contains all the stacks that you want to deploy. And right after that, you specify another string that defines the change set name. And then you can also issue describe change set. This is describe change set, and then policy, and then this diff also drift. Yeah, so around some of these commands you can call some actions through hooks. So these are the available hook points that you can use within Sceptre. There's before create, before update, after update, before delete, and after delete, and so on and so forth. So let's do a little demonstration around those hooks. We're going to use our previously configured VPC creation. This time I'm adding some hooks around create, update, and delete, and I'm going to show how they are invoked by using the Sceptre launch command. So these should deploy the simple VPC without anything else using EC2-VPC YAML template, which is this one. So it will only produce that VPC. And then so we have defined before create and after create. So since currently the stack doesn't exist, it should automatically invoke that before create and after create hooks. So let's double check. This will be deployed to this account in Oregon. There's no stack currently available in that environment. So we go back to Visual Studio Code. Let's issue the command sceptre launch -y ec2 vpc.yaml. This should somewhere it should print out this command right before the stack is created, and then after the stack is created, it should print this string. Yeah, so let's monitor the output. Yeah, that it printed that string, which corresponds to this one right before the stack is created. Let's wait a couple more seconds. Next, it should print this string after create hook, even though the command was launched. Yeah, because that stack didn't exist before. Now, if we just reissue the same command, since the stack already exists, it should print this string before update, right before it tries to update the stack, and then after that, it should print this string. Okay, so let's rerun the command. Yeah, it's printing right that before update hook, and then after that, even though there is nothing to update, it printed after update hook, which is this one. Yeah, and then let's delete it. This time it should print this right before Sceptre deletes that stack, and then after the stack is deleted, it should print this string. So as you can see, it printed this string before delete hook, and then after the stack is deleted, it printed after delete hook. So there's a good use case where you want to use this hook, which requires you to install a custom hook. Now let me bring up my Firefox. So this is my favorite custom hook, Sceptre Stack Time Protection hook. In order to use it, we need to install it from pip and then define the hook like this, Stack Time Protection. So the name of the pip module is Sceptre Stack Time Protection hook. So we need to install that in our Visual Studio Code. Let's do that by running pip install Sceptre Stack termination protection hook is now installed, and then I'm going to use that hook in after create by calling stack termination protection, or just single exclamation mark, enabled, and that's it. So before I redeploy the stack, I'm going to show you what usually happen. Well, actually, the stack doesn't exist now. Let's just deploy this. So Sceptre launch -y EC2 YAML. Before create hook, creating stack, it will it is creating the stack. Yeah, the stack is created. After create hook is called, it should also call this stack termination protection enabled. Now what it does is, so this is the stack that we just created. What that hook does is it will activate the termination protection of the stack. This means that while this termination protection is active, no one will be able to accidentally delete the stack. So for example, if I do it from console, it will throw this prompt. The termination protection is enabled, and I must first disable it. Yeah, this is very handy. For example, in your Visual Studio Code, in your command line, or probably in your CI/CD, someone accidentally issued the command sceptre delete y EC2 VPC YAML. This will fail because the termination protection is active. In order to really delete that stack, we need to remove that termination protection either from the AWS console or by updating the hook. This time we copy this and do it right before delete. So put it here before delete hook and then change the value to disabled. And if we issue the same command delete, this time it will be able to delete that stack because the termination protection is removed by that hook. Yeah, so there are many other custom hook available. You can also write your own custom hook, but that's basically how you use hook in Sceptre. Thank you for watching.